What's going on, YouTube? I'm back after almost 2 years, man. My last video was in August of 2012. Now, a lot of things has been going on since then. I'll update you by year. Let's do it that way. Um, August 2012 was my last update. I put up a video about my testing experience and whatnot and what comes next. Um, so yeah, 2012, December 2012, I graduated with my degree, my bachelor's degree in computer science, computer information systems. Um, and I was waiting to hear back from my recruiter about the next steps in my process to becoming an officer in the Navy. And come to find out, the guy retired. Yep, he retired. Didn't tell me about it. Didn't tell anyone at the office about it. So I was sitting in limbo for about 3, 4 months, trying to figure out, wasn't trying to bug the guy 'cause I know he was busy, and you know, sitting here, come to find out he retired. So, and it was just by chance. I called the office. I'm like, yeah, so can I speak to my recruiter or whatever, Warrant Officer Dart? And they're like, yeah, he's not here anymore. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I need to speak with the recruiter about, becoming an officer in the Navy. So it hooked me up with another guy, petty officer. I can't even remember, but yeah. So I was working with him for a minute. I got my paperwork, some of my paperwork done, like my background check and stuff like that. And then out of the blue, he ends up being transferred. And again, no one tells me. No one. I'm sitting here again in the dark, not knowing what's going on. So at this point, this is 2013, summer 2013. I started working, you know, trying to get things in order. And actually, I think it was a godsend that my stuff wasn't being put through or whatever, because come to find out that I had unforeseen financial issues, and I had to get that taken care of because that would have affected me or impacted me negatively when it comes to my package as a whole, including like my security clearance. Um, so I got that all squared away or whatever, and ended up uh, meeting with a new recruiter um, in like September of 2013, Lieutenant Perez. And this guy is great. He was on top of it all from the jump. Like, made sure I had all my paperwork done. I met with him, and he actually was telling me, that my application as it is looks pretty decent. Like, it's actually a pretty good application, a pretty good package. But then at that time, I realized that I don't want to necessarily be a surface warfare officer as my first choice. I was looking more. I wanted to be a pilot or a flight officer. Pilot being my first choice, flight officer being my second, and surface warfare officer being my third choice. So with that happening, I had to retake my ASTB exam because it's been well over a year. And when I first took the ASTB, I only took the first 3 sections of the exam because that's all I needed to qualify as a surface warfare officer or intelligence officer. So I scheduled to take the exam over. I want to say in at the end of September, early October. Took the exam and crushed it. Like, a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. For the simple fact that I didn't study for it, like, at all. My cat is annoying me. Yeah, she's hyper right now. But yeah. So I took the exam, crushed the exam, went from a 50 from my old exam to a 56 on my new exam, with my scores in aviation section being a 656. And after that was done, he gave me what else? What did he do? He gave me a couple of pieces of paper that I had to fill out or whatever. so they can get my references from like my employers and whatnot. So that was taken care of like immediately. So now this is around November. Now this is November, like 2013, especially the fall, the second half of 2013 was a little bit interesting because I'm trying to get out the house, and certain aspects of home living after college graduation and parents gets a little tense. So at this time, I actually started speaking with a Marine officer recruiter as well, but also wanting to do, be a pilot or a flight officer just in the Marine Corps, just in case for whatever reason I didn't get selected for the Navy. So I got that taken care of. And they do things a little bit differently. If someone wants to know about that, I'll make a separate video. Just let me know. But yeah, so at that time, I was also speaking to a Marine officer recruiter, and they're pretty much on their game as well. I got mostly all my paperwork done fairly quickly. With the MEPS and all that jazz. Like I said, their process is a little bit different. But yeah, back to the Navy. Got my package was finally put together by, I would say the paperwork portion of it was put together by mid-January, early February. And I ended up going to MEPS in March because there was a hang up on something. I can't remember, it was a while ago. Well, hang up on something. So I went to MEPS in March, got my physical done, and MEPS, just like everyone else said, MEPS sucks. Like it's the worst day ever in this process. Absolutely worst. Sucked. Was there super early from when it opened, and I didn't leave until about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was terrible. I'll make another video about MEPS later. But yeah, so I got my medical done, and this was maybe the first or second week of March. And when I got my physical done at MEPS, I ended up being not physically qualified to join the Navy, and the reasoning was that they said that I couldn't, my vision was not correctable for 2020, which is crap. So I ended up having to go to my eye doctor back here at home and getting an eye exam there and having her say, that my vision is correctable to 2020, and it is corrected to 2020 with contacts or glasses. So I got that done, had that sent to my recruiter, ended up being physically qualified, so he actually finally sent my package into the selection board for flight officer and for information warfare and surface warfare officer. I have to turn down, or I have to remove pilot from my application because at MEPS I didn't fail the depth perception test, but I didn't pass it well enough, I guess, to be considered for pilot slot. And my eye doctor didn't have a depth perception test or whatever, so I couldn't do that. And so my application went out, and I ended up getting selected for flight officer in April. Got selected for flight officer in April, and now I'm just waiting on my final select letter, which is a letter stating that I've been selected by the Navy, and it has my OCS date, and this is when I ship out, whatever. I go in, sign my contract, I swear in, and then I will be officially part of the Navy. I'm hoping that happens sometime before September. My recruiter said it could take anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and some people actually still are waiting for their selection letters, and they got selected back in December, January, February. So I'm not really worried about it. I know I got selected, which is great. So now it's just a waiting game, and I'm excited, man. Like, it's 2 years. It's been a 2-year journey, so I'm pretty stoked about it. If you want to subscribe, you got any questions, you can shoot me a message, and I'll get to you as best as I can. If I don't know the answer, I can find it. All right, peace.